Some craftsmen, they take their tools and a blank landscape and they build a house, or they build a skyscraper. As musicians, as recording artists, as songwriters, we take our tools and we take that blank canvas and we create and manipulate sound. Today we're going to be talking about the Marshall 1974X hand-wired 18-watt combo. Alright, now the great thing about the 1974X is its versatility as far as when and where you can use it. As you can see, I'll step back here. I have the entire family. There's Papa Bear. There's Mama Bear. And of course there's Baby Bear. Now there may be some of you who are like, dude, it's 18 watts. What am I going to do with that? Well, you know what? You're right. In saying it's an 18 watt amp, you're right. But it's an 18 watt all valve powered amp, which makes this the equivalent of probably a 60 watt solid state amp. Now being 18 watts, the great thing about this amp is you can crank it up and get that classic Marshall gain that we all love at an ear-friendly volume. Whereas if you want to do it with the Blues Breaker, I mean, dude, come on. I'm not going on tour with Kid Rock this year. So there's probably, I'm not going to really have an opportunity to really crank this up and not have the neighbors call the cops on me. So we go back to the 74X. This, you crank, get a great tone, and they don't call the cops. Alright, now let's take a little closer look at this. Here's the top. You have your standby, your on and off for your power, your tremolo, which is a valve-powered tremolo, you have your speed and intensity, tone knob, and volume. And that's for that channel. This is a 2-channel amp. This is your channel 2, which offers a tone and a volume. On a great amp, what more do you need? Okay, let's take a look at this here. Here's the book. Let's see, by a show of hands, who wants Mark to read all this stuff? No! I didn't think so. Let's get to the goodies. Now, for the sake of this demo, we will be using a Gibson Les Paul traditional something or other with humbuckers. The only pedal we're going to use is the Marshall foot switch that controls the tremolo. And of course, for tonal support, today we're drinking coffee. Much to the dismay of my central nervous system, we have not drank in 3 days. So that sucks. And of course, our 2D2 is hanging out with us today. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to start on the channel 1, the tremolo channel. And I would like to show the volume is at just below 2. And I'd like to show how responsive this amp is to your playing and the guitar itself. The harder you dig into the guitar, the more the amp responds to your playing. Alright, now what we're going to do is I'm going to roll back the volume on my guitar just a little bit, and we're going to go over the tremolo. I'll set the speed is basically at 1, and we're going to set the intensity at 2. intensity up to right dead noon. Now let's move it up to 8. Now we're going to move it up to 10. Alright, now we're going to drop the intensity back to noon, and we're going to bring the speed up. Taking the speed up to 8. Now we're going to put the speed up at 10 and bring the intensity up all the way to 10 as well. Alright, now what we've done is we've moved over into the normal channel. I have the tone set at high noon. We'll start with the volume at 1. Now we're going to move the volume up to 2. Now at this stage, the volume I don't really feel gets too much louder. It's just that the gain intensifies. So going from 6 up to 8. I mean, yeah, it does get a little louder. Now all the way at 10. Alright, as you just heard, this amp is pretty badass and would make an excellent addition to any craftsman's toolbox. Special thanks to R2D2 for hanging out today. And before I close, I do have to send a shout out to Pastor Clay, who is the head of the Church of Marshall here in Michigan. And I'll leave a link up to his page as well, because I do believe he was telling me he has a 1975 Marshall JMP that he would like to trade, I believe he said, for a crate Blue Voodoo. I'm not sure. Make sure you stop by his page, send him some love, and ask him about that 75 he's got. Maybe he'll take a Behringer. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.